Hello and welcome to Finance Conversations. This is the 37th episode of the Merging Life and Money Show, and I am super excited to be here today with you. For those who do not know me, I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I help professional women bridging the gap between life and money by acquiring and applying the relevant skills and knowledge they need to take control of their money, manage their finances, and understand that they can live their best life with the money they have. Thank you for joining in today. If you are watching the replay, make sure to type #replay in the chat and leave me some comments and questions. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. I come to you every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to share valuable information about how to achieve financial wellness and live your life with means and meaning. Today, I am going to talk about money scripts. So, what are money scripts? They are beliefs that are rooted in your childhood that ultimately shape your financial health. So, grab a pen and a notebook, as you might want to take some notes and share them with family members, friends, colleagues, etc., because it is about sharing values that could benefit others. So if you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to type them in the chat. And if you want to talk to me directly, I will share my contact information later in the show. So as you know, the main objective of the Merging Life and Money Show and my very strong why is to empower as many women as possible with what I know about money and finance. So, I have a question for you. Are you finding it hard to sort out your financial situation? Well, your money scripts could explain why this is happening. If you find every year that New Year's money resolutions are difficult to achieve, it may not be because of a lack of effort or discipline on your part, or some unlucky circumstances either. So the answer could really be the type of money script you subconsciously subscribe to. Let me add that as well, that all of your financial behaviors make sense when you can understand the beliefs that drive them. So, and those beliefs are called money script. So let us begin. Today, I will focus on 3 points, and they are: what are money scripts, how are money scripts developed, and money script categories. So what are money scripts? The term money scripts was coined by Dr. Bradley Klontz, and that's Klontz, a financial psychologist and associate research professor at Kansas State University. So money scripts are typically unconscious beliefs each of you developed concerning money and life. They are formed in childhood, and they are shaped from both direct and indirect messages you receive about money from your parents, other significant people in your life, your circumstances, your culture, and the society as a whole. So here are some of the most common money scripts people can have. Things would be better if I had money, right? Or money is bad. Or I don't deserve money. Or I deserve to spend money on myself. There will never be enough money. I always have enough money. I will always have enough money. Money is not important. Money is what gives my life meaning. You should never talk about money. If you are a good person, you shouldn't care about money. So these are not even every money script, of course, and they don't apply to everybody either. They are simply some of the most common rules that we follow. In fact, most people have 50 to 200 money scripts, and they are running unconsciously 24/7. So what happened is that you internalize those messages with the immature thinking of childhood as they help you to make sense of the world, right? They are formed at a deep, basic level and become part of your world. Okay, that's how you see. That's how you view the world. Money scripts are similar to a script given to an actor, right? The job of the actor is to receive the script, memorize the lines, and deliver them exactly as written. So, like actors, you memorize a set of money script, you know them perfectly, have totally integrated them, and play them out as written. Okay, you do not examine these assumptions or separate them from yourselves, and they are integrated into your vision of life and your vision of the world. The problem with this script is that you use them without checking whether they fit the various roles you play or circumstances you face in your life. So technically, the script is not written by the actor, right? It is written by the playwright. And a good actor takes the script and integrates it into his or her being so that the performance looks and feels spontaneous and real. So remember now, the script is meant to fit just one role in a specific play, right? It is perfect for one situation and would cause chaos if used in another. It is a conscious belief after practicing that you pick up typically as a kid from your parents. So you learn how money works by what they say and they don't say, right? You consciously adopt this belief about money and assume that they are the absolute truth, okay? Some you copy exactly, and some you make up in reaction to observing what doesn't work. So you can also think of a script like a computer script, right? Or a computer program. When a computer script starts, it runs through the code automatically. Okay? So at the end of it all, your brain writes the script for you to operate on. This is done with the best of intentions, and all of your financial behaviors are driven by your underlying money scripts. So, your financial behavior makes sense once you understand the money scripts that drive those behavior. More importantly, your money scripts act as guides when you make financial decisions. The problem is that they are not always helpful. At best, money scripts are partial truth about how the world works. Okay? They work in some cases, but not in every case. Your money script might work very well for you in one situation. However, if your situation changes, you might be operating with money scripts that are no longer helpful. All right? So money script gets reinforced every time you use them. And the outcome matches your expectation. And then this particular script becomes stronger because, the outcome matches your expectation. So money script operate outside of your conscious awareness. Unless you have done some work around them, you don't know that you have them. They simply run in the background unchecked, and you treat them as fact. So if you have behaviors, thoughts, or feeling around money that do not make sense to you, right? Logically, it's likely because there is a money script behind those behaviors, those thoughts, and those feelings. So since you depend on your money scripts to guide you, it is important to understand how they get written for you, which takes us to the second point that I want to address. How are those money scripts developed? Your money scripts are developed in two ways: through childhood and in response to an emotionally charged, dramatic, or traumatic personal family or cultural financial flashpoint, or another term for that would be crisis. Okay, but first let us look at childhood. Your money script get written for you mostly in childhood, as I mentioned before. This is when you are trying to figure out how the world works. Okay, so you piece together bits of information to try to make sense of everything. Your little mind is trying to create if and then statements. For example, if I save my money in a piggy bank, I will be able to use it to buy something later. For example, if I make money, then I can buy stuff. Or if my parents talk about money, it means that they start screaming at each other. So sometimes your money scripts are written due to direct lessons you receive. And some children get early lessons that they should always save their money, for example. Others get lessons about how you should use your money. Still, others are given lessons directly about not talking about money, right? So direct lessons don't always come from your parents. They can come from anyone, like teachers, like from your culture, your neighbors, or even your religious leaders, for example. Direct lessons are not as common as you might hope. Most commonly, your money scripts are written due to indirect lessons. So indirect lessons come from watching other people, including the media and the entertainment world. So you pick up lessons by watching what happens and copying what seems to work well for you. Right? So you do all this while your mind is not fully developed as a kid, right? Therefore, you are likely to get some things wrong. Money, I could tell you, it is quite complicated and touches many areas of your life. So it is not as simple as you think it is when you are young. So even if you absorb every direct and indirect lesson correctly in the development of your money scripts, right? You still only have a sample size of one. You only see and experience your upbringing, right? That's all you see and that's all you experience as a kid. Okay? You don't see and experience how people use, act, or communicate about money, right? The other way your money script gets shaped is through financial flashpoints, as I mentioned, or crisis. So financial flashpoints are highly emotional experiences that you've gone through. All right, they are similar to trauma around money. Okay, some financial flashpoints are more traumatic than others, but they all shape your money scripts. The more intense the flashpoint, the harder it will be to change that belief. So financial flashpoints could be something as small as getting made fun of for wearing the wrong kind of clothes, right? And you know, as kids, I mean, we gotta look sharp. So if this event was significantly embarrassing to you, it would change your views on the appropriate type of clothing that you would buy going forward. In other words, the financial flashpoint event of being embarrassed might create a money script around only buying name brand clothes, for example. So your brain quickly creates a rule intended to keep you out of that situation again. And if you believe that wearing the wrong kind of clothes is what got you in that situation, then the money script is designed to keep you out of that situation again. Logic, right? So some financial flashpoints can be major, however, like losing all your savings in the stock market. So watching your savings dwindle down to nothing is stressful and scary. No question about it. This flashpoint even might create a rule that the stock markets investing is too risky and you should never do it ever again. So also, when your brain perceives a threat, you tend to go into a stress response, right? Either you fight, flight, or you freeze. So when you are in a stress response, you are experiencing emotional discomfort and you don't like that, clearly, right? So your brain does what it has to do to get you out of that situation. Either fighting, running away, or hiding is what gets you out of that situation at that moment. Also, it does not want you to experience that situation again in the future. So to help prevent that from happening again, it either creates a new money script or adjusts an existing one. So now that I explained all of that, I think it's a good time for me to look at the third point, which is the various categories of money scripts. So there's an infinite number of money scripts, right? And we can create them for ourselves, by the way, from what we perceive from our environment. And as noted previously, money script is simply a rule about money that you create and follow. Simple as that. And even though many different money scripts exist, in 2011, Dr. Klontz, Klontz, published a study of 422 individuals that recognized their money belief patterns. So from that study, he identified 4 categories of money scripts. So money avoidance, money worship, and money status, and the last one is money vigilance. 3 of these money scripts are associated with poor financial health, and they are money avoidance, money worship, and money status. So let's look at each of them. Money avoidance money scripts are based on some version of the belief that money is bad, right? The common thread in this category is that money should be avoided. Simple as that. Money avoiders may also believe that they do not deserve money. Right? They may believe that wealthy people are greedy or corrupt. They often believe that there is virtue in living with less money. Money avoiders may sabotage their financial success, right? Because they could be their own worst enemy. They have negative ideas about wealth and having money. They may frequently give money away, right? And typically, money avoidance can be associated with trying to not think about money. So these kind of thinkers may ignore their financial statements. They often overspend or use their money to enable others financially, and they may have difficulty managing a budget. So even their choice of occupation can be a sign of money avoidance. For example, people in helping professions, such as psychologists, social workers, and the likes, often score higher in that area, while those in professions such as business or financial advising score lower. The next one is the money worshippers. Okay, money worship money scripts are based on some version of the belief that things will be better with more money. Okay, some people believe that money is a ticket to happiness. Some believe that all their problems will be solved if they had more money. Their core belief is that the pursuit of money will solve internal challenges. They also believe that one can never have enough money. They find that the pursuit of money never quite satisfies them, and they tend to carry credit card debt, right? Money worshippers are prone to buying things in an attempt to achieve happiness, right? They are more likely to put work ahead of family, and they also often give or lend money to others, even though they cannot afford to do so. The third one is the money status people. Okay, so money status manuscripts are based on the belief that your self-worth is equal to your net worth. Unlike money worship manuscript, where you pursue money for internal reasons, money status manuscripts are about pursuing money for external reasons, using money for status purposes, right? People with these beliefs want to show people how successful they are. Okay, they may have grown up in a lower socioeconomic environment, right? That's very often a signal. They may come from a household that gave a higher social standing to people with money, right? They are more likely to spend too much, and they often spend more than they can afford, and they may be prone to gambling excessively. So, money status seekers are often financially dependent on others, right? They may also be guilty of hiding spending from their spouses. Now, the last one, which is not viewed as such of a negative manuscript, is the money vigilance manuscript. And they are based on the belief that they need to be careful with their money. They are not waiting for a financial windfall. They don't expect to ever win the lottery. They feel that people need to work for their money. They do not think that people should be given financial handouts. They tend to show higher level of financial health. They are already making good choices, and they are meeting their needs. So the money vigilants are less likely to buy on credit. They spend what they can afford. They value a bargain, right? They also can somewhat be anxious about their financial futures. So this worry inspires them to save. So, excuse me, let me get some water here. They are usually discreet about their financial status with others. They don't want everyone to know how much money they have, and they rarely keep financial secrets from their partners. So, money vigilance encourages saving and frugality. It encourages being smart with spending, and this is good for financial health, certainly. But unfortunately, it can also lead to excessive worriness and anxiety with money. And this may not be so good for personal health and happiness. All right? So these are the 4 categories of money script. I will add that that same Dr. Clones in that 2011 research, well, I should say the result of that research also revealed that younger, non-married individuals with lower level of education, lower level of income, and net worth were more likely to identify with the money avoidance script. This is nearly the same pattern for the money worship scripts, right? Except that money worshippers are also likely to rotate credit card from month to month, right? Individuals identifying with money status scripts tend to be younger and unmarried, with lower level of education, income, and a lower socioeconomic status in childhood. And not carrying credit card debt for months to months was positively associated with a vigilance script, right? And that study also found that gender was not significantly related to any one of the money script identified. So I know that I covered a lot, so I'm going to wind down some and try to sum it all up. Today's general topic was understanding your money scripts and how they affect your financial situation. So I touched on what they are, what are money scripts, okay, how they come about, how they are developed, and the various categories of money scripts. So before closing the discussion, I would like to talk about the importance of understanding your predominant money scripts. So the fact that you have unconscious belief about money is not necessarily bad, okay? In fact, it would be impossible to operate without them. Money scripts are your beliefs about money, and you have to believe something, right? So money scripts are not good or bad, but they can be helpful or unhelpful in particular situations. So if you have behaviors that you know are not in your best interest, but you have a hard time changing those behaviors, it would be helpful to find the money script or money scripts that are driving that behavior. So I hope that you have enjoyed the show today, and I would ask you to rewatch it and identify your money scripts, okay? Because understanding your past helps your experience, help you experience a better future, right? And uncovering your money scripts allows you to challenge and change any money scripts that are not serving you. And you could always reach out to me if you want to discuss it further. As you know, I like to end the show with a quote. And today's quote is from a fellow by the name of George Lorimer. And it reads, "It is good to have money and the things that money can buy, but it is good too to check up once in a while and make sure that you have not lost the things that money cannot buy." Okay? So George Lorimer was an American journalist. He's dead now. He was an author and he was also a publisher. So I promise to give you my contact information. So you can reach me by sending me an email at mj@mariejocaesar.com or by sending me a DM via Messenger. So for more information about how to achieve financial wellness from the inside out and live a purposeful life with the money you have, join me next week, Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Atlantic Time for my Bermudian peeps over there, and 10 a.m. Friday, Brisbane, Australia time for my Australian friends. Thank you for being here today on the Merging Life and Money Show. I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I will be back again next week. Until then, continue merging life and money. Bye for now.